My favorite Bible verse is Matthew 9:13, and it's Jesus talking. He says, "For I have not come for the sinners." Nope, that's wrong. "For I have not come for the saints, but the sinners." And it's special to me because it makes me feel better about like not being perfect, because Jesus said he didn't want the perfect people. He wants messed up people like me.
My favorite Bible verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, because I think of it as a continuous reminder that God has set up this wonderful plan for me, and no matter what comes before me, I can get through it because I have Christ to support me.
So, a verse that's really spoken to me is Samuel 17:48. Okay, so David and Goliath. I love this story because it's just awesome. I'm gonna try to read it without crying. Reaching into his bag and taking out a stone, he slung it. Oh no, blah blah, backwards. As the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly towards the battle line to meet him. Now, I know that sounds really stupid. Like, okay, whatever. He just ran, but if you think about what's going on, it's like this really scary Philistine, and he's like, I don't know, crazy. He's huge, and David, like, instead of just saying, it said David ran. And sometimes when I'm doing something that scares me a lot, I just picture David, like, grabbing his, like, slingshot and just running. I have another one. Joshua 1:5. Okay. No one will be able to stand up against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their forefathers to give them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. And then fast forward, and have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Classic Sunday school verse. But it's just so encouraging.
My biggest fear about college is that I will just not want to do anything, because I'll be away from home and there won't be anyone telling me what to do. So I have to, like, be on my own, like, choose to go to class, choose to do my work, and, like, manage my own time, and it's kind of scary.
My biggest fear about college is whether or not I'll make good decisions. Not as in like, you know what I mean? Not making good decisions as in making the decisions that I need to make that will send me at the right course. So, like, I'm afraid, if I go into history, or no, science, because I have no interest in science. Like, I'm afraid that I'm going to be like, I really want to go into science. I'm not into science, and then that'll just screw me up. And when I'm really passionate about music. So I'm just, that's like those type of decisions. I'm actually really worried about those.
Honestly, my biggest fear about college is getting there and finding out that everybody is 10 times more talented than me, because I haven't had the experience or the exposure they have. So it's really frightening going into a field that I haven't been prepared for at all, but I'm still really excited for it.
I would tell my freshman self to not be stupid, and to stay away from drama, because I didn't really get into any of that until freshman year, and it kind of sucked. I didn't like it, yeah.
Be careful who you hang out with and how you spend your time. Yeah.
Something I would definitely tell my freshman self is don't let teachers and guidance counselors get in your way, because there's a lot of things that I could have done if I had taken the classes I wanted to take, or I hadn't let teachers' attitudes get in my way. And I feel like I would have been more prepared for college and been more prepared to use the gifts that have been given to me. So I really feel like I should have pushed more for taking the classes I wanted to take, and more importantly, seen all of my God-given talents and been able to express them earlier.
Think about what you're doing, like, all the time. Just make sure you always are aware of what you're doing and, you know, what's going on around you, because if you don't, you're gonna land in a bad place. Nobody wants to be in a bad place.
I would tell my 6th grade self to get new friends, because the people I was friends with in 6th grade turned into jerks in high school, and I honestly, like, I wish I was never friends with them, because I had to, like, get completely new friends, and they were not fun.
Don't be an idiot. Literally. Because I was so stupid to make good decisions and to not be so focused on what other people think, and not be focused on the new drama that is happening, and not be focused on other people's lives that that you lose focus of your own.
Something I definitely tell my 6th grade self is do not worry about all the drama. There's so much going on 6th grade year, and honestly, you're probably not going to talk to the people 6 years from now when you graduate, so it's really not worth it.
Alright, dude. If we're gonna go into 30-minute explanations, I can do that. If not, you know, once again, think about what you're doing. Try in school, because if you don't, you're gonna, you know, just everything's gonna be bad for you. Try in school. Be nice to people as much as possible. You know, don't burn any bridges. It's really important.
I've done a lot of things. I will definitely always remember my very first retreat with Ryan. It was like Defy something. It was 2007. And I just remember that I don't remember what I learned, but I remember crying so hard that I was shaking. And that was the first time that, like, I always recognized when I was praying that, like, if I started shaking, that was how I knew that God was there. Yeah.
I remember when we had a youth event where it was like girls and then boys, and they were separated, and we had one section, but it was I remember I wasn't a big fan of a lot of people, but it was the night that I figured out that I was in the wrong, and that I needed to stop judging people so much. It's kind of back to the drama thing, where it was the night where I was learning, but it really internalized in me that I needed to give up anything that happened, any grudges that I was holding towards people.
The most memorable thing that happened to me in youth group was really just the family and the friends that I came to know through being in youth group. It wasn't exactly one specific event, but it was a lot of trying times that we took on together, and it was a lot of fun that we had together that really bound us all together as a family. So I have to say that actually being together as a family was the most memorable thing that happened to me in youth group.
Just gonna miss, like, fellowship of everyone at Trinity, like, at once.
truly being ministered to, because I almost feel like once you're at a youth group, you have to serve, which is not true. But
I think the number one thing I'm gonna miss about youth group is always being loved. And it's really hard to find love like that, and not just coming in on Sunday nights and somebody giving you a hug and saying hello, but somebody texting you in the middle of your art show and asking you how it's going, or even your chorus concert back in 9th grade or 8th grade. And just always someone being there for you inside and outside the church. And I think while I'm going to take a lot of these people with me, I'm going to miss being constantly surrounded by them.
Probably all the fun I used to have. You know, everything was always fun. Even when I was really angry, it was still fun.
Honestly, youth group is where I grew the most from anywhere else, because, like, I don't get anything God related anywhere but in youth group. And my best friends were here, so that's how, like, I became who I am here.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be more beneficial for you. You're going to learn a lot of stuff, and you're going to learn how to deal with people, and just, you know, it's going to make you an overall better person. You're going to be more, you're just going to learn more. You're going to be more wise, I guess you could say. You're going to have more wisdom.
More prepared for life.
Yeah, you're going to be more prepared for life, absolutely.
youth group is your family. Your family will not be always sane because families are crazy. So there will be ups and downs, but just stick with it, because at the end of the day, this is your family. Every single one of the seniors that are graduated, I've had a personal relationship with each one of them, and that is the youth group to me. And everyone that I've affected, they've also affected me. And youth group is special, and it's always there when you're having a tough time at school, or you have a really tough problem that's coming up, or big due date, or anything.
I definitely think the younger students should make a commitment to youth group, because it's more than just a group that gets together. We do definitely become a family, and it's a great way to fellowship and grow closer to Christ and have constant help and support from people that love you.
Save money, buy a house, get a dog, get married, kids, retirement, and then I'm gonna die. I've already accepted that, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. You gonna leave that in?
If you want it.
I don't know. Yeah, no, honestly, in all honesty, I'm just excited to work and just make money and, buy a house, get a dog, get married, have kids, retire, and die.
I think I'm most excited about finally using my God-given talents and doing something more with them than just petty things. I think that I have a lot of potential before me, but I'm just really excited to get to art school, to start developing the skills I have, and to start using them for God instead of just learning how to use them. I'm really excited to teach as well, because I'd love to touch other people's lives, and I think teaching is a great way to do that.
Freedom. Yep, that's it. Just freedom.
I'm excited to see how God uses me. I'm excited to see who I get to meet. I'm excited to just get out there and do the stuff I love and do it for God. And I'm excited just to... I just don't know what's ahead of me, and I think it's exciting and scary. But I just can't wait. You know what I mean? I feel like it's my time to shine.
I'll tell you, the first time that Tori came to church, we weren't really friends yet. I just like knew her from school, and I just remember I was really mad because she was the first person other than me in my grade from Wilmington to come to Trinity, and so I was a little bit mean to her, and I always tell her that I'm really sorry because she always brings it up, and I feel awful, but like I didn't know her yet.
My most memorable moment happens to be about Lizzie, and it was the first time I walked into the youth room for Sunday night, like, youth service. I don't remember what it was called back then, whether it was Ignite or Fuse or whatever. And Lizzie turns around and looks at me and says, "Why are you here?" And then continued to hate me for the rest of the year. It was great. But now we're best friends, so it's fine.
My answer is I've had way too many good moments with each and every one of these guys, these seniors, and so I can't pick one because there's no moment that has stuck out specifically because there's just been so many great moments with each and every one. So I love you guys. You're awesome. Yeah.
Question.
I want to thank JJ for being basically my dad and like teaching me everything, and obviously Ben and Sarah because they're the best. Thanks to Wendy and Joe for like letting me into your home and being awesome and always being there for me like when I need you and being hilarious, and I really miss you guys. So I want to thank him for being my second mom because she pretty much is, and both the Reddies because they're like awesome, and yeah, everyone else that I would thank will probably never see this.
Dave Losey, Dan Savalon, Tim Viola, Caleb Isabella, George LeGros especially. He taught me, just to, not be an idiot. James Trombley. I'm going really far back here. Who else was a youth leader? Like way back. Obviously, Ryan and Wendy. Amy Rooney. Garrett, obviously. Mrs. Ferrara. Probably Tim.
Viola?
Honestly, Tim Viola probably made the biggest impact on me, probably out of anyone that ever was a youth leader. Him and like Dave and Dan, probably. Because they were like the hardcore youth leaders when I got here, and like that's who I knew to be like the real deal.
I have to say some of the most influential people in the youth group were Wendy Ariano and Teresa Reddy. They constantly support me, even to today, whether it's writing on my Facebook or just sending me a quick text message, letting me know that they love me, and they always were there for me, and they always put a hand out and let me know that I could lean on them for help or whatever I needed, and I definitely appreciate them very much so, and I love to say thank you to them, but I don't think I could ever muster up enough words to say thank you for all that they've done for me. Another really influential leader was Bill McGondal. He was always there for me, and he's always been a great support.
Literally too many leaders. Okay. There's just so many leaders, and I don't want to name people specifically because there's been so many leaders that have affected me right when I needed it, have encouraged me right when I needed it. So I don't want to name anyone because I don't want to, because literally because these people have been here when I really needed them, and I want to thank each and every one of them. Literally, you guys are awesome.